97underground.com, Baltimore's pure rock.
Hello, this is Michael Spedden, and thanks for joining us today on the 97underground.com Michael Spedden Interviews channel here on YouTube. There have been many requests from both listeners and guests for us to make available our artist interviews so they can listen again or share with others. You can find us on YouTube at 97underground Michael Spedden. Remember, the Back of the Rack, the Michael Spedden Show, can be heard on 97underground.com every Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern. Not only do I feature artist interviews, I feature songs you forgot you liked, classics that never die, beloved local, regional, up-and-coming, and underground artists. You can listen anytime, anywhere by downloading our free app from 97underground.com. Just do it. And now, today's episode. Mark Slaughter joined us right before his show at Backseat Events in Winchester, Virginia in October of 2023 to discuss their tour, some of the festivals at which he's recently enjoyed performing, some band memories, and much, much more. His websites are markslaughter.com and slaughterusa.com. Enjoy. And we're back on the Back of the Rack, the Michael Spedden Show on 97underground.com, Baltimore's pure rock worldwide. We just interviewed Mark Slaughter about his upcoming show at Backseat Events in Winchester, Virginia this coming Saturday, October 21st. Tickets are available at backseatevents.com. We also discussed some band history, their current touring, and spun a few tunes. Enjoy. Welcome, Mark. It's great to talk to you.
Thank you. Thanks. Nice to be here.
So it looks like you've been getting out and about this past weekend. You did kind of an 80s show in Kansas with a number of bands.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. With Stephen Piercy, Iraq, Great White, Vixen. And, you know, we have been playing every weekend. So at this point this year, we've played over 50 shows. So it's been a very, very, very busy year figuring we're doing all the weekend stuff more than, during the week. But it's been a great year.
And have you been getting out with, folks that you knew from playing in the 80s and everything? It looks like this past weekend you did.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes it's with bands, those bands. Sometimes we've done shows with, there's multiple bands. It's a lot from the same era for the most part, or else we do some headline stuff as well. So, and again, we love to play shows and have local bands open because that's pretty much the best way for local bands to at least have a minute in front of a national act, so I get it. I came from that when I was a kid, in Vegas, opening up for people as well.
Yeah. And I've done that too. I played in bands for a long time in, the 80s into the 90s. And it was always a thrill whenever we got a national to open for. I mean, just a big thrill and, to get a chance to meet them and to get a chance to play on the same bill. And now you have a story for your grandkids.
Exactly that. I mean, it's been great. Our whole career has been fantastic. We've really, it's been a blessing all the way across the board, and we're still out there playing shows and looking forward to rocking this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you. I'll be down there at the show myself. And it seems like a really great place. I'm not sure if you've been to this one before, but I've never been there either. I've seen pictures of it, and really seems like they have their act together down there. It looks like a great place to play, judging by the others that have been there.
Right.
Getting out and playing, it's, I guess, at the point now, you're hitting a lot of, more nostalgic shows. Have you been doing like any festivals or anything like that too? I mean, this past week you did, but any other ones?
Yeah, we've done Rocklahoma. We've done, Rocktember Fest. I mean, there's multiple ones we've done. We've done a lot of state fairs. We just did the Utah State Fair. And, we're always playing shows, like I said, almost every weekend, but it's just a different dynamic. And we're not doing a lot of the Live Nation stuff where the ticket gouging and all that stuff goes on. I mean, it's been, that's the advantage of how we actually are doing things is that, with the casinos and the fairs, it's people that was within reason to go see a band play as opposed to, really, some of these tickets, look, I'm a music fan as well. And, when you want to go see somebody and it's $200, $400 and you're not counting the parking and everything else, it's like, some people have to stop paying their mortgage just to go to a rock and roll show anymore. And that's not what it's about. It's wrong. It's wrong. And I mean, obviously the bands have expenses and they have to try to do it. But above and beyond that, I mean, it's like, it's got to be fair.
It is. And we're living in a completely different world nowadays than we were 30, 35, 40 years ago. Back in the
Right.
days when, the compensation was a lot better back in those days, in a
Right.
lot of ways. Not only, the local bands playing the clubs were able to make a living, and
Right.
now, karaoke.
Well,
kicked all,
especially, yeah, in that area, especially. I mean, Hammerjacks was a staple. I mean, that was such a great venue. And, even the national acts going through there was a joy to go play there. And the people were fantastic. And, again, that was part of that whole scene. That was the biggest part. The East Coast, to me, the most alive East Coast place to play was Hammerjacks. It was great.
Yeah. Do you recall like a ballpark figure of how many times you played there?
Several. I mean, you did the Vinnie Vincent thing. Yeah, probably about 4 times. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that place was an institution. There was just a documentary out about it. And
right.
It was a really great watch. I mean, it brought back a lot of memories. I never had the opportunity to play there myself, but I did go there. I mean, I was almost like Norm. I was almost like Norm at Cheers in that place sometimes.
Right.
And, yeah. Just a lot of great memories. I mean, they really did it right down there for a long time. I mean, there were a lot of factors that were kind of out of their control that kind of led to it not being there. But
right.
I mean, it was just such an institution, and people still have so many stories about it and remember the place. And, you had mentioned, you played there several times, and you could really get, it was really a good deal to go down there and, see national acts perform in a fairly intimate environment.
Yeah, it was a good stage. The club sounded good, So, I mean, I haven't been to the newer one, but I mean, look, it's, times change. It's, for us, the casinos have the showrooms that we're playing in a lot. And again, we'll see how this show goes this weekend. We haven't been to that venue that I'm aware of, and it's nice to be out playing, and it's nice to go down memory lane with people. And it is, like you say, nostalgia. That is pretty much our business at this point. And we don't run from it. We embrace it. We play the songs that people want us to play, and we stay focused on that.
Right. I mean, when I was a young man, playing in bands, I never dreamed, I thought I'd be doing this until I was like 35, then I'd be considered old. Nobody would want to hear it anymore. But people are still coming around, with the bands from our era, with the guys being in their 50s and 60s and even 70s, more opportunities for people to play, and they're still out there and sounding good. Yeah. I mean, amen. I'm glad this is still happening.
Yeah. And again, we're blessed. We're one of the, we're a different band than a lot of the other bands in the side that we wrote the music, we produced the music, and we're still playing the music. And, that's a totally different thing, when you're that involved from front to end and still where we are. That's where we came from, because it's our baby. It's not like there was outside writers or outside producers and molding us in a different direction that we wanted to go. We're like the guys next door and able to do the music and just go out there and, have a blast.
Right. I've also read a lot about, your bandmate, Dana Strum. He's just a tremendous talent and just extremely accomplished in so many areas, of course, with Slaughter and everything that he's done with you, but, the producing and the writing and, the, being, behind the scenes as well. He's just contributed so much to music.
Absolutely. He found Randy Rhoads. For Ozzy Osbourne as well as Jakey Lee. So, yeah, I mean, it's and again, at the end of the day, it really comes down to what we're known for, the songs that people remember or the shows that they really had a great time. And again, when they come back to our shows, really what we're doing is having that nostalgia that people are going back going, oh yeah, this is what I love. This was a good time. Music is the hourglass of our lives. As soon as you start to play the first note, you flip that hourglass upside down and the sands of time start taking you back through the memories, the good times, the bad, and all the things that we struggled through and made it through. And that's the power of music.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, what do you say we play a song? All right. People are going to be coming out to see you this weekend. And let's hear one. Which one do you want to play for us?
Let's play Up All Night. That was our first song out the gate, and it certainly represents what we do.
It was great to hear that one. I remember that one very well. I think wasn't that the song that kind of broke things for you?
Yeah. We had Michael Bay was the director on that video. And he did a fantastic job. We were looking for the nightlife, and that was the key point, man. He knew how to get it. And again, that was the beginning of our career. that song and that whole vibe.
Yeah, I remember that, and you had a whole bunch, a number of singles off of that first album that came out, and it was you're getting a lot of airplay back in those days.
Absolutely.
What label were you on?
Yeah, we were on Chrysalis Records.
Chrysalis,
And
okay,
Chris, yeah, Chrysalis, and they had a lot of great acts. They had Billy Idol, and
hmm
they had Sinead, and UFO,
Oh
and
yeah.
10 Years After, Jethro Tull. I mean, just a lot of rock acts and a lot of things that were Huey Lewis and the News, Pat
hmm
Benatar. So it was a really eclectic label, but they were very musical. Chris
hmm
Wright, it was a visionary of that company, and he really got it.
That's interesting. They did that is a very eclectic mix too. Thinking about now that you mention it, and
Hmm.
I did have a lot of the UFO albums, and those were you always everybody has their own rock and roll Hall of Fame, and
Right,
you know
right, right.
UFO always a big. That was the last concert I saw before pandemic as well. They were
Yeah,
doing
great
their
band.
Oh, absolutely. I think everybody in music, especially coming up in the area that we did, those guys played some kind of a role in inspiring them. I think everybody had
Yeah,
UFO albums back then.
it was a staple, and Robin Trower was on the label, and Blondie. So I mean, it was really really eclectic, but
hmm
it was really cool because it was again. I think that anything in music should be musical, and
hmm
there was a small label, but it really had the musicality of not just being one trick pony,
hmm Right,
and
right.
it was great. It was great in that side.
Now, when you went out, when that first album was out and everything, you hit the road. Who were you out with?
Our first tour was with Kiss.
Is that
So
right?
our very first show that we ever played as a band, we played in the studio and wrote together and did, put all that
hmm
together. But the very first show was on May 4th, 1990 with Kiss and Winger and, get Faster Pussycat. We did shows with them as well. And,
hmm
look, it was one hell of a time for rock and roll. I mean, it really was.
It really was. It was just and I've had a lot of guests, come on my shows and everything and talk about what a magical time that was. The bands were great. The bands there were so many of them out there. So many people were, so much diversity out there in music. Lots of bands, lots of subgenres in heavy metal that were great to listen
Right.
to. And
Right.
right, you know what I mean, and just even playing locally around here, it was really a magical time because of guys like you coming to Hammerjacks that we could go see
Right.
and go and hang out and
Well,
open for.
yeah, it was a wonderful time for music, and it was different because we didn't have these devices in our hands that
Yeah,
really, in many ways, not only did it took our attention away from music, but it made it to where people just expected for free. So in
yeah,
that, it kind of took a lot of the monetization, of bands able to get new music out
mhm,
and make it worth their while to do it. And labels slowly imploded, and it changed the whole dynamic of what it was to when you got off on out of school or off work on Friday, when you went to go see the bands play,
mhm.
it was a whole different thing because that's where everybody went. They went to the concerts. That was where the party was. And it was all around music and gathering together. And now it's just kind of like, you know, people do it online and socially, socially online. So totally
Right.
different thing.
Well, the other thing that I kind of wanted to bring up about that time, and you came up in Los Angeles. You were on the LA scene. You were playing out there, I believe, correct?
No, we never played in LA, but we
Oh,
did some
okay.
recording out there. We're from Vegas, basically I'm from Vegas, and that's
Okay.
where the band was based at.
Oh,
But
okay.
we did some recording there,
hmm
and we do a lot of the things that from VVI when I was in that area, we recorded there as well. So
hmm
I knew the area, I was around it. But I was kind of like the milk and cookies, all that stuff. I didn't party. I was really just kind of into the music. I
hmm
like the music. That's what I'm driven about. Before I did all this, I was a guitar teacher. So
Okay.
it really was about music and putting things together and getting great songs out.
hmm when what I was and then what I was trying to drive at was, and I guess I'm not sure exactly what the Vegas scene was like, but the scenes that I played in Baltimore and DC, there was no Facebook, there was no Twitter, there was no posting something online, and that was your promotion. You had to burn some good shoe leather and get out in these clubs, hand out flyers, meet people, shake hands, buy beers, hand out cassettes. And that's how you drew people in. And I think part of the magic of that era was the face-to-face interaction that you had when it came to promoting yourself and doing that. Was that your experience too, coming up in Vegas?
Yeah, it was the same exact thing. Come on, Scrappy. Come on up. Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. Yeah, Scrappy. Yeah, he's wanting to come up. He wants to be on my shoulder. It's just what he does.
There you go. Hello, Scrappy.
Yeah, in the studio, this is what he wants to do, is just sit on my shoulder. So,
okay.
So anyway, when it comes to music, look, we went out there and tried to promote it every which way you could. You put out flyers. It was a word of mouth, but it was also come see the band play at this time. But when it was VDI and Slaughter, I mean, we didn't do clubs. We did the records, and then we took it out on the road. So it was a whole different dynamic at that point,
Right. Okay, well, I tell you what, why don't we go ahead and play another song? What would you like us to spin?
Let's do Fly the Angels.
Fly to the Angels, another Slaughter classic.
Pictures of you, all this still on my mind. You have the smile that could light up the world. Now it rains, it seems the sun never shines. And I drive down the lonely, lonely road. Ooh, I got this feeling, but I gotta let you go. 'Cause now you got to fly to the angels. Heaven awaits your heart, and flowers bloom in your name. Whoa, whoa, you got to fly to the angels. All the stars in the night shine in your name. Though it hurts me way deep inside, when I turn and look and find that you're not there, I try to convince myself that the pain is still not gone. Still I drive down the lonely, lonely road. Ooh, I got this feeling, girl, I gotta let you go. But now you got to fly to the angels. Heaven awaits your heart, and
Okay, that was Fly to the Angels by Slaughter, another Slaughter classic. Great to hear. This weekend, October 21st, you can see Slaughter in Winchester, Virginia. And Mark, where else? Because our listening audience is not just on the East Coast, we're worldwide now. Where else can we find your shows where you're going to be performing coming up?
Well, slaughterusa.com has a listing of dates, markslaughter.com. A lot of times prior to the shows, Mark Slaughter Official, or Instagram, basically we're out there. It's out there. If anybody's interested in seeing the band, the dates are listed and pretty easy to find. But, more so than anything, it's just like any band you like, just, go out there and look it up and come on down to the rock show. I mean, let's still have some fun while we're at it.
That's right, folks. Especially in this area here in the Mid-Atlantic area surrounding Winchester, Virginia. Slaughter's put out some great songs over the years, put on some great shows that we're never going to forget. Why don't we show up and give them a good crowd response? Make this a show Slaughter's never going to forget. So remember, come on out for Slaughter.
All right.
And there you heard it. I'd like to thank Mark Slaughter for stopping by to chat with us for a bit. Remember, Slaughter in Winchester, Virginia this weekend at Backseat Events. Check their website for more information, slaughterusa.com or backseatevents.com. You're listening to The Michael Spedden Show on 97underground.com, Baltimore's Pure Rock Worldwide. And thanks again for listening to 97 Underground, the Michael Spedden Interviews, and we hope you enjoyed today's show. Remember, download the free app from 97underground.com so you can listen to us wherever you go. The Back of the Rack, the Michael Spedden Show, can be heard on 97underground.com every Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Listen anytime, anywhere.
Metal.
Worldwide metal, 24/7. 97 Underground.